Have you ever wondered why the mainstream media is so desperate to paint Donald Trump as a racist? Why do they want you to believe that he hates Mexicans, that he despises immigrants, and that his policies are fueled by prejudice? What if I told you this is one of the greatest political lies ever sold to the American people? A deception crafted by the elites, the globalists, and the radical left to keep you blind to the real truth. A truth so powerful that, if fully understood, could change not only your perspective, but the future of America itself. You see, what the media won't tell you is that Trump's fight has never been about race. It has always been about saving America, about securing your borders, your jobs, your safety, but they don't want you to realize that. They want you to live in fear, to feel ashamed of supporting a leader who dares to put America first. But today, in the next few minutes, we're going to expose their lies. We're going to uncover the hidden truth that they don't want you to hear. And by the end of this video, you will have the knowledge, the evidence, and the power to shatter this myth once and for all. You'll understand why Trump has never been anti-Mexican, but rather pro-America. You'll see the facts they've buried, the history they've erased, and the agenda that drives this false narrative. And most importantly, you'll learn why this fight isn't just about Trump, it's about you, your family, and the future of this country. But before we begin, I need you to do something critical. If you believe in truth, if you believe in fighting back against the media's lies, hit that subscribe button right now. By subscribing, you're not just watching a video, you're joining a movement. You're sending a message to the establishment that you are awake, that you will not be silenced, and that you stand for America. And don't forget to like this video, because every like forces YouTube to push this message to more patriots like you, more people who need to hear the truth. This is how we fight back. This is how we win. Now, are you ready to uncover the truth? Because what you're about to hear may shock you. Let's begin. From the moment Donald Trump announced his candidacy for president in 2015, the media launched an all-out war against him. But perhaps no moment was twisted and weaponized against him more than his speech about illegal immigration. Do you remember the line they love to repeat? Trump called Mexicans rapists and criminals. This phrase has been echoed endlessly by CNN, the New York Times, and every left-wing pundit trying to paint him as a racist. But what if I told you that this is one of the greatest distortions in modern political history? Let's go back to the actual speech, the words they don't want you to hear. Trump never said that all Mexicans were criminals. What he said was this: when Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with them. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. Now, let's break this down. Did he say that all Mexicans were criminals? No, he was talking about illegal immigrants. Not legal, hardworking Mexican Americans, not law-abiding migrants who come through the proper channels, but those who enter the country illegally, bringing drugs, violence, and crime. The left took this one statement, ripped it out of context, and spun it into a propaganda tool to make Trump seem like a racist. Why? Because they needed to divide America. They needed to make Hispanic voters believe that Trump was their enemy, when in reality his policies were designed to protect all Americans, including legal immigrants. And here's something else they never talk about. Who suffers the most from illegal immigration? It's not the wealthy elites, it's not the politicians sitting in their gated communities, it's the American working class. And that includes millions of legal Hispanic immigrants who worked hard to come here the right way. Think about it. When illegal immigrants flood into the country, who loses jobs? American workers. When drug cartels cross the border, who suffers? Our communities. When crime spikes, who pays the price? Law-abiding citizens. Trump's stance wasn't about race, it was about law and order, about making sure that those who come to America do so legally, respectfully, and in a way that benefits everyone, but the media couldn't allow that message to get out, so they lied, they distorted, they deceived, and they brainwashed millions into believing something that was never true. And here's the scariest part. It worked. For years, the lie persisted. Millions of people, without ever reading Trump's actual words, believed he was a racist. And many still do. But now that you see the truth, you must ask yourself, if they lied about this, what else have they lied about? And more importantly, who benefits from keeping you misinformed? We're only scratching the surface. In the next section, we'll expose the real reasons the left wants open borders, and trust me, it has nothing to do with compassion. Stay with me, because this is where things get really eye-opening. If the media and the radical left know that Trump never actually attacked Mexicans, but was instead fighting against illegal immigration, why do they keep pushing the lie? Why do they fight so hard to open America's borders even when it leads to crime, drugs, and economic disaster? The answer is simple: power. You see, the left doesn't care about immigrants. They don't care about poor families, about struggling workers, or about national security. What they care about is control, and open borders are their ultimate weapon to reshape America in their image. One, illegal immigration is a voter pipeline for the left. Let's start with the obvious. The Democratic Party has been losing support from working-class Americans, especially in states like Pennsylvania, Ohio, and even parts of California. Why? Because their policies have destroyed American jobs. They push radical climate laws that shut down industries, they impose high taxes that suffocate small businesses, and they flood the market with cheap labor that undercuts hardworking American citizens, including legal immigrants. So what's their solution? Import a new voter base. Think about it. If millions of illegal immigrants enter the country, and then the Democrats push for amnesty and voting rights, what happens? They secure a permanent political majority. They don't have to fight for the votes of real Americans anymore. They can just replace them with people who will be dependent on government handouts. It's not compassion, it's a strategy for power. 2. Chaos leads to control. The second reason is even darker. The left thrives on crisis. When things are stable, when Americans are safe, employed, and prosperous, people don't need big government. They don't rely on politicians to save them. But when there's chaos, when there's a crisis, that's when the government swoops in and seizes more control. And what better way to create chaos than to overwhelm the system? By allowing millions of illegal immigrants to cross the border unchecked, they create a healthcare crisis, hospitals flooded, free treatment at taxpayer expense. A housing crisis, rents skyrocket as supply disappears. A job crisis, low wages, fewer opportunities for citizens. A crime wave, gangs, drugs, human trafficking. And what happens when all of this explodes? The left steps in and says, look, at this mess, only we can fix it. Just give us more power, more government control, more of your freedoms. It's a classic bait and switch. They create the problem, and then they offer themselves as the solution. And the people who suffer the most? You, your family, legal immigrants who worked hard to be here. 3. Globalists want America. Awiki is banned. There's one more piece to this puzzle, one that most people don't realize. It's not just about American politics. It's about global control. The same elites who push open borders are the ones who want to dismantle American sovereignty. They want a world where nations don't matter, where the U.S. is just another cog in the global machine, where your rights, your freedoms, and your economy are dictated by unelected bureaucrats at the United Nations, the World Economic Forum, and international banking elites. That's why they hate Donald Trump. Trump stands for America first. 4. Strong borders, national pride, and economic independence. And that is a direct threat to the globalist agenda. So the next time someone tells you that Trump hates Mexicans, ask them this. If Trump was racist, why did he support legal immigrants who followed the law? If Trump was anti-Hispanic, why did he win more Latino votes in 2020 than any Republican? In modern history, if Trump's policies were so bad, why did Hispanic wages rise under his presidency while unemployment hit record lows? The truth is simple. Trump isn't against Mexicans. He's against corruption. He's against the lies that are destroying America, and that's why they fear him. But here's the question, do you see through their deception? Because in the next section, we're going to break down exactly how Trump's immigration policies made America safer, stronger, and better for everyone, including immigrants who came here legally. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will completely destroy the left's narrative once and for all. The radical left wants you to believe that Trump's immigration policies were cruel, racist, and anti-Hispanic. But let's set emotions aside for a moment and look at the facts. Because when you do, you'll see something that the media has desperately tried to hide. Trump's immigration policies weren't about hate. They were about making America stronger, safer, and more prosperous for everyone, including legal immigrants. 1. Securing the border saved lives. One of the first and most controversial moves Trump made as president was strengthening border security. He increased funding for Border Patrol, empowered ICE to enforce the law, and of course began construction of the border wall. The left mocked it. The media called it racist. But what did the data actually show? Illegal border crossings plummeted. In 2019 alone, after Trump struck a deal with Mexico to help curb illegal immigration, crossings dropped by more than 70% in some areas. Human trafficking operations were dismantled. Before Trump, the border was a pipeline for cartels trafficking women and children into America. By cracking down on illegal crossings, Trump's policies rescued thousands of victims from these horrific networks. Drug smuggling took a major hit. The wall and increased security disrupted cartel operations, leading to record-high drug seizures and a major drop in fentanyl entering the U.S. Now ask yourself, who benefits from an open border? Certainly not legal immigrants. Not law-abiding American citizens. The only winners are cartels, human traffickers, and corrupt politicians who profit from chaos. 2. Legal immigrants benefited from Trump's policies. The media loves to paint Trump as anti-immigrant, but they conveniently ignore one critical fact. Trump was pro-legal immigration. Under his administration, legal immigrants, especially Hispanics, flourished. Hispanic unemployment hit its lowest level in U.S. history. More legal immigrants found jobs, built businesses, and achieved financial independence under Trump than under any Democratic president. Wages for working-class Americans rose. When illegal immigration is controlled, employers are forced to pay better wages to American workers, including legal Hispanic immigrants. Under Trump, real wages grew for the first time in decades. The immigration system prioritized skilled workers. Trump introduced policies that rewarded hardworking, law-abiding immigrants instead of rewarding those who cut in line. Isn't that what fairness is all about? If Trump was racist and this is the anti-immigrant, then why did millions of Latinos and legal immigrants vote for him in record numbers in 2020? Because they saw the truth. His policies helped them achieve their American dream. 3. America First was never about race. It was about you. The biggest lie the left ever told was that Trump's America First agenda was about white supremacy. Nothing could be further from the truth. America First means every citizen, regardless of race or background, deserves a safe, prosperous country. The American worker should come before global interests. The people who follow the rules should be rewarded, not punished. That's why Trump fought so hard to fix the immigration system, not because he hates Mexicans, but because he loves America. 4. Why the left needed to destroy this narrative. Now you understand why the media and the Democratic Party worked so hard to smear Trump. If Americans, especially Hispanic and minority communities, realized that his policies actually helped them, they would never vote for Democrats again. So they did what they do best. They took his words out of context to make him seem like a villain. They lied about his policies, ignoring the real benefits they brought. They used fear and race baiting to keep people divided. But now, the truth is out. And here's the question you need to ask yourself. If they lied about this, what else have they lied to you about? Because in the next section, we're going to expose the devastating consequences of Biden's open border policies and what's happening to America right now. What you're about to hear is not just shocking, it's terrifying. Stay tuned. What happens when you take Trump's strong border policies and completely reverse them overnight? What happens when you invite millions of illegal immigrants to flood the country, overwhelm the system, and take resources from hard-working Americans? We're living through that nightmare right now. Joe Biden and the radical left have turned America's border into a lawless war zone. They told you open borders were compassionate. They said Trump was cruel for enforcing the law. But let's take a look at the cold, hard facts of what has happened under Biden's America Last immigration policies. 1. An invasion at the southern border. Since Biden took office, illegal immigration has exploded to levels never seen before in U.S. history. Over 8 million illegal crossings in just 3 years, more than the population of 38 U.S. states. Record high fentanyl seizures, enough to kill every American multiple times over. 200 plus known terrorists caught crossing the border in 2023 alone, and that's just the ones we know about. Over 1.7 million gotaways, illegal aliens who entered without being caught and disappeared into American cities. This isn't immigration. This is an invasion. 2. Crime waves in every major city. Where do these illegal migrants go? Straight into our communities where crime is now skyrocketing. Sanctuary cities like New York and Chicago are collapsing under crime and chaos. Mayors begged Biden for help, but he ignored them. Illegal immigrant gangs are taking over cities. MS-13 and cartel-affiliated criminals now operate freely in many U.S. neighborhoods. Migrant hotel scandals. Americans are thrown onto the streets while illegal migrants live in luxury hotels, paid for by your tax dollars. Sexual assaults, drug trafficking, and violent crimes have surged in once safe communities. And while this is happening, who suffers the most? You, your family, your children. 3. Your tax dollars are funding this disaster. While millions of Americans struggle to pay rent, buy groceries, and afford health care, illegal immigrants are being given free benefits, all while the average American gets nothing in return. $451 billion in taxpayer money will be spent on illegal immigration over the next decade. States like California are giving illegals free health care while veterans struggle to get medical care. Welfare, housing, and education costs are skyrocketing, all paid for by you. This is not just incompetence. This is intentional. 4. The left wants to replace. You remember what we said in Block 3? The Democrats don't care about immigrants. They care about power. By flooding the country with millions of non-citizens, they are overwhelming the system to create a crisis, so they can step in and seize more control. Pushing for mass amnesty, so they can create millions of new Democrat voters. Transforming America's demographics to dilute conservative strongholds and keep themselves in power forever. This is not a conspiracy theory. They are openly admitting it now. Just listen to leftist politicians who brag about how demographic change will guarantee Republican voters never win again. But here's what they don't understand. Patriots like you are waking up. 5. Trump warned us, and he was right. Everything happening right now? Trump predicted it. He told us Biden would open the floodgates to illegal immigration. He did. He warned us crime would surge. It has. He said our economy would suffer. It has. And now the question is, what will we do about it? Because in the next section, we're going to discuss the only solution left to save America. It's a solution the left fears more than anything else. And if we don't act now, it may be too late. Stay tuned. America is at a breaking point. The radical left has opened the floodgates, allowing millions of illegal immigrants to pour into our country, overwhelming our cities, stealing resources from hard-working Americans, and endangering our safety. But here's what they don't want you to know. This crisis isn't just happening by accident. It's part of a plan to weaken America, erase its national identity, and ensure that the globalist elites remain in control forever. So the question is, how do we stop it? How do we fight back? The answer is simple. We need Trump back in the White House. 1. Trump's 2025 plan to secure America. President Trump has already outlined a bold and aggressive plan to fix the disaster created by Biden and the radical left. And unlike the weak, spineless politicians in Washington, Trump is not afraid to do what's necessary to restore order. Here's what he has promised for day one of his return. Shutting down the border. Trump will immediately deploy the U.S. military to stop the invasion and block illegal crossings. No more open borders. Mass deportations. Under Trump's leadership, millions of illegal immigrants will be deported, and criminals will be thrown out of America for good. If you broke the law to come here, you don't get to stay. Period. Ending sanctuary cities. No more hiding places for illegal criminals. Cities that refuse to enforce immigration laws will lose federal funding. Building the wall. Stronger than ever, Trump has vowed to finish the border wall and add even more security measures, making it impossible for illegals to flood our country again. Defunding leftist nonprofits that aid. Illegal immigrants. Right now, globalist-funded organizations are helping illegals break our laws and settle in American communities. Trump will cut them off completely. ending automatic citizenship for anchor babies. The 14th Amendment was never meant to be abused by illegal immigrants. Trump will end birthright citizenship for illegal aliens once and for all. This is the America First agenda that will save our nation. But Trump can't do it alone. He needs you. 2. This is a battle between patriots and globalists. The people who are destroying America aren't just Democrats. They are globalists, elites, and corrupt politicians from both parties who want a weak, divided, and controlled America. They want cheap labor to serve their corporate donors. They want a permanent underclass that depends on government handouts. They want to replace conservative voters with new Democrat voters who will keep them in power forever. And the only thing standing in their way? You. The American patriot, the Trump supporter, the believer in freedom, law, and order. That's why they attack you. That's why they attack Trump, because they know that if we rise up, they lose everything. 3. The time to act is now. This is not just about 2024. This is about the future of America itself. If we don't take back our country now, we may never get another chance. So ask yourself, are you willing to let America be destroyed by globalists? Are you willing to let your children grow up in a country where lawlessness rules? Or will you stand with Trump, fight for your country, and make America great again? This is the fight of our lifetime, and it's time to choose a side. Because in the next section, we'll reveal the ultimate way you can help secure Trump's victory and take back America. What we do in the next few months will decide the fate of this nation. Stay tuned. Patriots, we are facing the most critical moment in American history. The radical left, the globalist elites, and the corrupt establishment are doing everything in their power to stop Donald Trump from returning to the White House. They've launched fake indictments, rigged elections, and weaponized the government against him. But they're not just attacking Trump, they're attacking you. Why? Because they fear what happens when you take a stand. They know that if Trump returns, their entire corrupt system collapses. But here's the good news. We have the power to defeat them. And it starts with you. 1. The 2024 election, the most important fight of our lives. The left knows they can't win fair and square. That's why they're trying to manipulate elections just like they did in 2020. They want to flood the system with mail-in ballots with no verification. Ballot harvesting that allows activists to collect votes. Illegal immigrants voting in elections meant for Americans. Big tech censorship that silences pro-Trump voices. But we won't let them get away with it again. This time we are watching. Trump has built the largest election integrity operation in U.S. history, and it needs you to step up. Here's how you can fight back. Register to vote now. The left is counting on low turnout. We must overwhelm them with real legal votes. Become a poll watcher. Volunteer to monitor polling stations and report suspicious activity. Ballot chase like the Democrats do. Encourage every Trump supporter you know to vote early or by mail. Don't wait. Expose the media's lies. Share the truth about Trump's vision and Biden's failures on every platform possible. Support Trump's campaign financially. Even a small donation helps keep the movement alive and fuels the fight against the deep state. 2. They want you to feel hopeless. But that's their biggest mistake. The left and the media want you to believe Trump can't win. They push fake polls and false narratives to make you feel like giving up. But here's what they're hiding from you. Trump is dominating in the polls. In every swing state that matters, Trump is leading Biden. Minority voters are abandoning the Democrats. More Black and Hispanic Americans are supporting Trump than ever before. The MAGA movement is bigger than it was in 2016. More. Patriots are awake, active, and ready to fight. They are terrified of what happens when we unite. 3. The silent majority must become the loud majority. Trump supporters have always been the majority, but we've been silenced, censored, and suppressed for too long. That ends now. Imagine if every single Trump voter committed to doing just one of the following every week until the election: talk to one undecided voter and show them the truth. Post one pro-Trump message online. Attend one local event or rally. Encourage one friend or family member to register and vote. If millions of us take action, we become unstoppable. This is no longer just about politics. This is about saving our country, protecting our families, and securing the future for our children. 4. Trump can't do it without you. Will you stand with him? Donald Trump has risked everything for this fight. He didn't have to do this. He could have walked away, but instead, he chose to stand up for you, for America, for freedom. Now, it's your turn. Will you sit back and let the radical left destroy America, or will you fight for the country you love and help Trump take back the White House? The choice is yours. But remember this, history will remember those who took action, because in the next section we'll uncover the final and most powerful step to ensure Trump's victory and the survival of America. Stay tuned. We've covered a lot today, but now we come to the final step in securing the future of our nation. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this video, it's this. The fight for America is far from over, but it's far from lost. The radical left has launched every attack imaginable. They've tried to tear us apart, destroy our values, and erase our American identity. But despite their best efforts, America is still standing, and together we're stronger than ever before. But this is where it gets personal. The next phase of this battle, the one that will decide whether we continue as a nation or spiral into chaos, depends on you. 1. The left's endgame. A globalist America. What does the left want for America? It's not hard to figure out. An open, borderless society where anyone can come in and claim resources without ever contributing, massive government control over every aspect of life, your money, your health, your children's education, complete erasure of American culture, in favor of a globalist agenda that strips away everything we hold dear. Weakness on the world stage, inviting foreign powers to take advantage of us. This is their vision of America. This is what they want for you, your children, and your grandchildren. But here's the good news. We don't have to let them win. 2. How Trump's vision protects. America's future. Trump's vision is simple. It's America first, not just in rhetoric, but in every policy he champions. Strong borders, strong economy. Trump understands that if we don't protect our country, no one will. That means putting the American people before the needs of the rest of the world. Education reform. He knows that to secure our future, we must teach our children the truth about America's greatness, not rewrite history to fit a radical agenda. Sovereignty over globalism. Trump has always put America's interests first on the world stage, standing firm against globalist powers that seek to undermine our way of life. American values and culture. Trump believes in the fundamental principles that made America the greatest country on earth. Faith, family, hard work, and freedom. This is a vision worth fighting for. And it's a vision that's under direct attack by the same globalist forces that are trying to destroy America. 3. The silent majority awakens. For too long, the silent majority has been, well, silent. We've let the loud voices of the radical left dominate the conversation. We've been content to let others fight the battle while we focus on our families and careers, but that has to change. The time for silence is over. Now we must rise and make our voices heard. Every single one of us must take action, no matter how big or small, because every act of resistance adds up. The future of America is not just in Trump's hands, it's in ours. 4. What will you do now? As you sit here watching this video, ask yourself one simple question: what am I willing to do to save America? If you've made it this far, you're not just a passive observer, you're part of something bigger. You're a patriot who understands the stakes of this battle, and you're ready to act. But it's time to get serious about what we're up against. This is no longer a battle about ideas, it's about survival. Our country is on the line. Here's what you can do right now. Get involved in the 2024 election. Help Trump's campaign, volunteer to get out the vote, and speak out against the leftist agenda wherever you can. Keep spreading the message. Share this video, share the truth, and make sure everyone in your circle knows exactly what's at stake. Support America First candidates who will stand with Trump and fight the globalist machine. Stay vigilant, keep watching what the left is doing, and keep holding them accountable. The stakes have never been higher, but together we can win. 5. What's next? The path forward. In the coming days and weeks, we will face more challenges, more attacks, and more lies, but we will also experience a great awakening. More Americans than ever before are realizing what's at stake, and they're ready to take action. And when Trump returns to the White House in 2025, it will be because of patriots like you who refused to give up, who fought back, who made sure that the left couldn't get away with their destruction of this great country. So now, as we prepare for the final showdown, remember this: we have the power to change the course of history, but it's going to take all of us. Stay strong, stay committed, and together we will make America great again. This is our moment. This is our fight, and we will win. Thank you for being part of this movement. The clock is ticking. Every day that passes is one more day the radical left gets closer to achieving their goal of fundamentally changing America. They want to erase our values, tear apart our Constitution, and undermine everything that makes this country great. But what they don't understand is that we are stronger than they think. We are the silent majority, and the time for silence is over. We must rise up, speak out, and take action. Because the future of America depends on it. 1. The strength of the silent majority. For decades, we've let the radicals dominate the conversation. They've controlled the media, they've taken over our schools, and they've used the government to push their agenda. But they've miscalculated one thing: the silent majority is not dead. It's just waiting to rise again. In every corner of America, from rural towns to the suburbs to the heart of our cities, there are patriots who love this country and are willing to do whatever it takes to save it. We may not have had a loud voice in the past, but that doesn't mean we didn't care. We've been waiting for the right moment to take a stand. And that moment is now. The reason Trump's movement resonates with so many is because it taps into that fundamental American spirit. He's not just fighting for himself, he's fighting for us. For all of us who still believe in the greatness of America and who refuse to let the left destroy everything we've worked for. 2. Why the silent majority must act now. This is no longer a battle of ideologies. This is a battle for the soul of America. Every single day that the left gains ground, they get closer to stripping away our freedoms and turning America into a socialist wasteland. They want to control everything, from the way we think, to the way we speak, to the very values we hold dear. They believe in a future where America ceases to exist as we know it, replaced by an authoritarian regime that enforces their radical agenda. But there's good news. We still have the power to stop them. It's all about turning the silent majority into the loud majority. Trump's movement has shown that when patriots unite and make their voices heard, we are unstoppable. We have the numbers. We have the resolve. All we need to do now is get organized and take back what's rightfully ours. 3. How to join the movement. You might be wondering, what can I do to help? I'm just one person. Let me tell you this. One person can change everything. Here's how you can make an impact. Get out the vote. The left is going to pull out all the stops to manipulate the election, but we can overwhelm them with a massive turnout of pro-Trump voters. Register, encourage everyone you know to vote, and make sure they vote for Trump. Spread the message. Share the truth about what's really happening in America. The media won't tell you the full story, but you can. Whether it's social media, family conversations, or at your local church, make sure everyone knows what's at stake and why we need Trump back in the White House. Volunteer. Whether it's helping with a campaign, attending rallies, or even being a poll watcher to ensure election integrity, your action matters. Every little bit helps us gain ground in this fight. Don't be silent. The left wants to silence us, but we can't let that happen. Speak up. Stand firm. Our voices are the most powerful weapon we have. Trump can't win this fight without you. It's up to all of us to stand together and push back against the forces that want to destroy everything we love about America. 4. The future of America depends on you. Let's not kid ourselves. This election will be unlike anything we've ever seen. If we lose, America as we know it will be gone forever. The radical left will continue their takeover, and our children will inherit a broken, divided country that no longer values the principles of liberty, freedom, and hard work. But if we win, if we rally behind Trump and put America first, we can restore everything that has made this country great. So ask yourself, what kind of America do you want to live in? What kind of future do you want for your children? Are you willing to do what it takes to fight for this country? The answer is clear. The time is now. We must act, and we must act together. 5. Trump's promise for America's future. President Trump has already shown us what is possible when we come together. Under his leadership, we experienced record-breaking economic growth, lower taxes, historic peace deals, and stronger national security. But there's still more to be done. Trump's vision for America is clear: protecting our borders, standing up to China and other adversaries, creating jobs for Americans, not illegal immigrants, protecting our rights to speak freely, to worship, and to live without government interference. This vision is worth fighting for, and you are the key to making it a reality. 6. What's next? The final push. We've covered a lot today, but the final chapter of this story is about to be written. The radical left is pushing harder than ever, but we have one thing they don't: a united, determined, and unwavering base of patriots. Trump's victory in 2024 will not be handed to us. It will take every one of us to take action, to rise up, and to make sure that our voices are heard. This is our moment. This is our fight. And together, we will save America. Thank you for standing with Trump. Thank you for standing with America. Now let's finish this fight. Congratulations, you've made it to the final segment of this powerful journey. Few people stick around to absorb the full truth, but you are not just anyone. You're a patriot. You're a true American who understands the stakes and has the courage to take action. That's why you're here, and I'm proud of you for making it this far. You are part of something bigger. As we come to the close of this video, let's reflect on what we've just uncovered together. The future of America isn't set in stone. It's still within our grasp, and it's all up to us. The radical left is trying to take control, but they don't understand the strength and resilience of the silent majority, the heart of America. We've already seen how powerful unity can be, and we've witnessed the immense difference it makes when we stand together behind a leader who truly loves this country. Donald Trump. He's been the catalyst for a movement that will redefine the future of America, and it's clear that his vision is the one we must fight for. 1. You are the key to America's future. If there's one thing I want you to take away from today's video, it's this: you have the power to shape the future. This isn't just about voting, it's about every action you take, every conversation you have, and every step you take to protect the values that make this country great. We cannot afford to sit back and hope that someone else will solve the problems. Trump needs you, America needs you, and the world needs us to be strong. The future of our children, our freedom, and our prosperity is in your hands. You're not alone in this battle. There are millions of patriots just like you, but we need to come together, stay focused, and stand tall in the face of the challenges ahead. 2. Your commitment is crucial. Here's what you can do. By making it to the end of this video, you've already taken the first step. You've committed to understanding the truth. Now let's take that commitment to the next level. Subscribe to this channel. By subscribing, you're joining a movement of like-minded patriots. You're committing to stay informed, stay involved, and stay engaged. This channel is more than just a platform. It's a community where we stand together in our belief that Trump is the key to making America great again. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and join the fight. Your subscription is a symbol of your commitment to defending everything we hold dear. Like this video, hit the like button to show the world that you stand with Trump and the future of America. When you like this video, you're sending a message to YouTube and the world that the truth needs to be heard. More importantly, you're helping spread the message to others who need to hear it. The more likes, the more people will see this. Together, we can ensure that millions of Americans hear the message we're sharing. Share this message. Don't let this video sit idle. Share it with your friends, your family, and anyone who cares about the future of America. Share it on social media, send it to your network, and start conversations about why Trump is the only leader who can save this nation. The more people who understand the truth, the more momentum we'll have. You are the one who will turn the tide and awaken America. 3. A personal challenge. Your moment to make a difference. You've heard the call, and now is your time to answer. If you believe in America's future, if you believe that we must stand with Trump, then it's time to take action. It's time to make your voice heard. Get involved in the 2024 campaign. Volunteer, donate, make calls, knock on doors. Every effort counts, and every moment you spend spreading the word is a moment that could change history. Stand strong in your community. Speak out against the radical left and their destructive agenda. Whether it's at your job, with your friends, or in your neighborhood, don't be afraid to share your beliefs. This is how we win. Together, united. Keep fighting the good fight. The road ahead won't be easy. We'll face challenges, criticism, and resistance at every turn. But as long as we stay committed, stay strong, and stay united, we will prevail. Trump has shown us that when we fight for America, we can overcome any obstacle. The power is in our hands. 4. Reflect on this. The power of belief. Before we wrap up, I want you to think for a moment. Why did you watch this video? What drove you to hear the message we shared today? It's because you believe in America's greatness. You believe that this country can be restored. You believe in Trump's vision for a prosperous, secure, and powerful future. Now ask yourself, what will you do next? The decision you make today will determine the course of history. Will you step up and be part of the solution? Will you stand for the values that built this nation? Or will you sit idly by and let the left continue to destroy everything we've worked for? The choice is yours, but remember this. By staying engaged, staying involved, and staying committed, you are part of the solution. And together we will make America great again. 5. A final word of gratitude. Thank you for sticking with me until the end. Your commitment to the cause is invaluable. You are the patriots who will carry this fight to victory. Thank you for standing with Trump and for America. Now it's time for you to take action. Click subscribe, hit like, share this message, and get involved in the movement. Let's unite and take back our country. America's future is in our hands. Together, we will win.